It took me nearly 10 years to fully understand how our ancestors treated mad people and mental illness, but I will tell you in less than 1 minute. Before hospitals, white coats and pills, the Igbo had their own psychiatrists. They were not called doctors, but dibia ara, men and women who carried the burden of healing minds, spirits and souls. To the ordinary eye, madness was not just sickness of the brain. To the Igbos, it was a cry from the unseen world, a clash between human life and spirit realm. A man could lose his mind not just because of trauma, but because his ancestors are angry at him, because a curse had been invoked, or because wandering spirits had gained entry into his body. And this is where Dibiara comes in. Unlike modern psychiatrists who depend on tablets and therapy section, the Dibiara combine divination, herbs, ritual, sacrifices and counseling into a single holistic system of care. They were more than healers, they were interpreters of mysteries. And here is the process of healing. The last one will shock you. Diagnosis through divination. Before treating, the Dibiara would consult the oracle, cast alpha seeds or enter trance. The goal was simple: to uncover the true cause of the madness. Was it the handwork of the enemy, an ancestral warning, or a broken spiritual covenant? Secondly, through spiritual cleansing. Once the cause was revealed, healing begins. Sacrifices, libations, offerings, not to bribe the gods, but to restore balance. In some cases, the patient was kept in the Dibia's compound undergoing purification rites. Through herbal remedies, the Dibiara knew the forest like the back of their hand. Leaves that calm the mind, roots that chase away restless spirits, barks that stabilize the body. All were mixed into remedies that worked in ways science is only beginning to understand. Another way is through counseling and community. Healing was not private. The Dibia would call the family, sometimes the whole village, because in Igbo belief, madness is not one man's burden, it is the community's mirror. And of course, prevention is always better than cure. The Dibiara often warns families: keep your spiritual taboos, respect your ancestors, honor the gods of your land, and avoid behaviors that provoke spiritual imbalance. Harmony with the spirit world was the ultimate protection against mental collapse. And yet today, many of these practices are dying. Western medicine branded them pagan, colonial governments suppressed them, and now most people look only to psychiatrists in the hospitals. But what if the two could work together? Imagine a future where Dibiara works hand in hand with a modern psychologist, one treating the soul, the other treating the mind. Because let's face it, depression, anxiety, trauma, they are not just medical problems, they are also spiritual and cultural battles. The role of a Dibiara proves that our ancestors were never primitive. They had system, rich, complex and deeply human. Maybe the world isn't waiting for new solutions to mental health. Maybe, just maybe, the answers lies in the wisdoms we've abandoned. What do you think? Should the knowledge of Dibiara revived and reintegrated into modern medicine, or has the world moved too far away from the ancient path? Tell me your opinion in the comments. Outside storytelling, we supply granite chippings used for construction. Do well to contact the number displayed on the screen to place your order.